Hello, everyone. Three on. Don't forget to push the thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. See if we can get 3 thumbs up, which means the like buttons. 3 on and nobody's 3 on. 2 thumbs up. There's no one on. I don't feel well today. I felt really. Steve, Mark, how you, son? You okay, brother? 3 on, 7 on, 3 thumbs up. Don't forget to smash the like buttons. See if we can hit the 100 tonight. Oh, I'm bending up. You see, I've hit the sun today, haven't I? Yes, come on. Playing a bit of sickly. Scotty 1994. Evening. Ryan, mate, I hope you've had a good day. Yeah, I've just been in bed all day, tell you the truth. I've been knackered, absolutely shattered. I didn't go to bed until 2 in the morning. I was training about 1 o'clock till about 11 o'clock till about 1 on and off training, and then I was watching a bit of program. Couldn't sleep last night. I was boiling hot. Mr. CPT John, evening, mate. Have a lovely day. Thank you very much, mate. I have. I've just been watching a bit of telly and stuff, and been out the window getting a tan. You know, my arms out in 1,200 seconds I do a day. If I do 15, I get a bit sunstroked, everything a bit sickly, so I do less. Sometimes you've got the tan, you only have to do a little bit, don't you? But I used to go on the sunbed, but when you go on it now, in this weather, you end up getting bloody sunstroke, you can't sleep. Ian Bales, Jelly Ales, Deals. Ian Beals, Daily Deals. Hello, mate. Andy W, good evening. Timmy B, I hope you're okay, brother. Oh, yeah, I feel sickly today. I've trained my neck a little bit and it's really been tight. That's where obviously I had the vertebrae taken out and replaced. 6 vertebrae I've replaced, they were crushed, doing the weights and stuff. So I've gone in and said, all you need to do straight away. Don't forget to push the like buttons, 28 on, 10 thumbs up. And I've gone in the hospital and they went, oh, you need the operation like last year. I said, how bad is it? He went, I can't tell a lie. He said, there's 6 surgeons looked at it and they all went, Jesus, all at the same time. That's how bad it is. It's like you've been in a massive car crash, but somehow it's stuck together. So what happens is a spinal stenosis, what it does, your back, you've got your vertebrae go through there like that. Your spinal cord goes through there where your vertebrae is around it like that, saving it because it's encased in concrete, everything, which is bone. The only 2 things encased in bone is your head and your spinal cord. So that's in there safe. But because there's a spinal stenosis, which is a buildup of calcified bone, so that gets thicker in there, that gap. So it gets thicker. And so instead of it being that thick, it's crushed down to like that thick, my pinky. So it's about 5. He said it could just sever because it's crushing and crushing and crushing. The build-up of calcified bone has made it go smaller and smaller and smaller like that. So it's just going to sever it. He said, I'm not joking. He said, you need to do it straight away. But the COVID come on, like, oh, fucking hell, COVID. Don't forget to push the like buttons, guys. I'm just going to brainwash you. Graham McCormick, Steve, Rob. Hello, Rob, son. Big Pat Robbo, hello there. The only way is crazy. Steve Mac at the bottom. Coming up the top. Yeah, I think she's all. The only way it's crazy, likes 11. Big Papa, Rob. Yeah, I think I've got you also. I've got in the hospital. There's one there. Yeah, I've got him, Rob. So I've gone in because I've had this pain in my neck for a while and I'm walking and falling over. I'm walking with the dog and I'm just like, balance is going all over. And I've walked my Bobby at the beach and we just fell over. I thought, fuck, have I got? You know, yeah, I was thinking, have I got fucking concussion and things like that? I've had all the bangs on the head, I've had hammers and fucking blows and stuff. So I've gone to the hospital and they give me an MRI. They went, I said, we had to go back. And they went, they phoned us up on the way home. Can you come straight back? We thought we'd gone. We said, right, you can go and all check, we'll get the results in the next so many weeks. Can you come straight back? I went, this isn't good. So Tony Granger's with us because we've been to get it done. Anyway, he went, it's not good this. So we've gone back and I said, well, what's wrong? He said, well, I need to do like to my last week, or last month, or last year. He said he's done straight away. He said it's like you've been in a crash. It's that bad. He said I've never ever seen somebody's back that bad without being in a crash. I mean, fucking. I said, what's the chance of fixing it? He said it's 50-50. Seriously, he said 50-50. So I said, well, it's better than 5% or 10. We'll have to go for it. So then the COVID come on, tried to wait months again to go back in. So I went back in again, and so they've done another. They did. I think he had something like 12 MRIs since I've had it done, 6 X-rays. I think about three brain scans as well. But them as well. Couldn't find no brain. just loads of horse hairs on the head. So I was just still keeping up tempo instead of going down and being depressed because I thought, fuck that. So I'll get it done. So I've gone to the hospital, gone in, went to see, and he said, well, you need from C2 to C7. It was all full. I didn't understand what it was at first. Spiral stenosis is a calcified build up of calcified bone. And you've got your ligament at the back of your neck here. That had turned to pure calcified bone. It was rock hard. Instead of being soft tissue, it was rock hard. But he said it's a good thing because we can plug it to wall, like a climbing wall, he said. His analogy was like a wall where you plug it and you can pull yourself up. It's like that, so it's stronger. So we'll put 2 titanium rods in. Oh, fucking hell, they might be buying money here. 2 titanium rods to bolt in. We'll bolt them on. And then the vertebrae, what's happened? He said the front of the vertebrae there are okay, but the backs of crumble, I think it was obviously with the heavy weights. A few of them are cracked. So we're going to take them off there. Sorry, you see? Take them off there like that. And then put plastic ones on and bolt them on, like screw them onto your normal ones. So you're going to have like built up, so it'll be straight in your back up. So then they had to go between every single vertebrae and my rib, like the top of like between your ribs type thing, put it in your neck. And I've gone through all them, chiseling them out, and fucking else, like they go building a house. So chiseled them all out and drilled all the stuff out. Oh, it was fucking terrible pain, but because my traps were up here, he said it was a nightmare to get down your traps. He said we've gone right the way down, so that's why it's so long, the scar on my neck. He said usually it's easy to do because you have that much muscle tissue. We've had to go right down, so it will be sore. Anyway, I come out and my hands were gone, and I couldn't move my hands. He said it's because you've been laid on your hands as well. And he said usually it takes 1 surgeon and 1 to help. He said we've had 2 surgeons and 2 to help. So that's how bad it was. 2 hours, 40 minutes operation. That scumbag who works there. Oh no, he's lying. It was only a little bit of gristle that big. Who said who I was supposed to have killed her brother, she said. And she's telling all these lies that she was a nurse. She contacted Emma, and her brother went missing in Hartlepool for 14, 15 years ago. I've never even heard of him. All the rumour is Brian's had it done and he knows where his body's buried. So we talked to us Christians. I said, look, if I could find out where your brother was, I'd find him and I'd let the police know. I wouldn't tell, if I knew who'd done it, I wouldn't tell, but I'd let him know so he could get Christian burial. Wouldn't do that to anybody, leave somebody's brother or somebody's sister or mum or dad or anything. I said, we're not that type of people. So then we prayed for them and everything. We're okay with it. And the next minute she turns on us. So I think, the little one we don't talk about, I think that little fucking rat and his wife's got in their head. Tell her all lies. Oh, he does all this, that's his type of thing. And so I'm going in here this day. So when I've gone to the hospital, she's from Hartlepool. So the hospital's North Tees, which is Hartlepool, and there's Hartlepool, and then there's the North Tees one, which is Stock. She works there, this nurse. I've gone in, get an operation. I've never seen you see. I'd only had her on the phone when Emma talked to her. Emma and Tony went to see her. Spoke to her and give them prayers and everything. And it was all sorted. About a year later, I go to the hospital, and she's the main one. When you go in, you sign in, then you sign in again. Then you go in a room, you put your clothes on, take your clothes off, put these gown things on and everything. And you go in the hospital theatre. You go into the theatre, which is where you get the operation. She's the main nurse in there. She's the not a sister. She's the manager of that ward. Can you shut that door, please? She's the manager of the ward. And she went, oh yeah, Brian. I went, oh yeah. I thought she just been saying, oh, yeah, just as a patient, like say, here's Tommy, hey Johnny, hey Andy, type of thing. I went, hey, love, you all right? Thanks for looking after us today. She went, oh, no problem. She said, you all right then? I went, and she said it again. I went, look, I thought she seems to know. I said, you seem to have the advantage of me. You seem to know me, and I don't seem to know you. She went, oh, I'm the girl with my brother went missing. You remember? And I went, oh, I said, no, you were getting on my head. And she's going, oh, the police have said now, when I spoke to the police officer from the murder squad, she said the police officer said that Brian Cockerill, if you go and see him, he'll know where he's at. He's the only one who'll probably be able to find him for you. So I said, give us that police officer's name and I'm going to phone him. I'm going to say, I'll get my wife to phone him. So no, I can't remember his name. And I thought, you're fucking making this up, yo, just bullshit and trying to scare me. So I got, anyway, fucking later on, she's in there. I'm going in there. I've had an injection. I've got like half sedated, and she's talking. There's all people watching. There's about 4 other people ready to come in the big, massive, about 20 foot by 20 foot room we're in. She's on the computer like I mean, and she's looking down the side at me like that, and I'm in the bed, laying in the hospital bed, theatre bed, ready to go in the theatre. She's quizzing me about her brother's murder and all this. I said, but he hasn't. How do you know he's been murdered? She said, well, he's gone missing. I said, no, you're saying he's gone missing. Now he's murdered. How do you know he's murdered? He might have just said, fuck, I've had enough and fucked off and went somewhere. How do you know he's not? He might not be. I said, so anyway, so I thought that was it. Anyway, she goes on the thing, you know, on one of these, we're talking. Oh, he's lying there. I know he's making it up, and they did it with Wumble and Donna, and they obviously wasn't for them as being not the shit, but I wouldn't know about it. So she's gone up to die. He was lying. You know, the scars, you've seen the scars right on my back. You've seen the vertebrae, all what I got done, and the state I was in when I got out. And she went, when he was walking like that, he's trying to walk with Bram coming, Tony Grange, and loads of Christians coming, and Graham Seed, who was a Christian, and Heidi, and all them coming out to help me, kept killing, you know, we're all crying because I was that bad. And we were laughing our heads off. I thought, what a way to think, if you're a fucking nurse in hospital, you're supposed to be there to help and care for people and be a nice person. So I spoke to my barrister, he does claims for people who get, you know, hospital doctors do things wrong. He knows everything about it. His wife's a barrister as well. So she said, I would report it. I said, I'll say that I'm Grassley. He went, no. Then he said, no, I think, what about the angel of death? What about her? She killed all them kids down in London. What if she's something like that? Because the way she's talking, even thinking like that, being in charge of that type of job, he said, she could be a risk of someone, Brian, and she could do something. Like she said on the thing to John and Donna, I could just change his record like that. Right? I can do it like that. I can change his record. I'm like thinking, what you're about? And I know about computers. What I can go, because what we've got in here, we've got the old computers, so I can sign out of this one. So it doesn't look like it's come from this one. Going to the other computer, going there, and I could change what one. John was like thinking, what if she fucking changes his blood group? What if she says, oh, what if Brian's like just a strawberry or something? She said he's not. Or what if she changes like his blood group over and you get to say he needs a blood transfusion? So if she's thinking like that and she thinks I've murdered her brother, he was right, what Humble said. I thought, fucking hell, right. So we contacted the hospital and never told them. They couldn't believe it. So she's been suspended as far as we know now. But what if she's like fucking Nurse Ratchet, you know, an evil nurse? Yeah, I'm going in for an operation. Like, petrified, obviously going in. Could never might come out never walk again. 50-50 chance. And she's going about, oh yeah, the police have told me now you've had something to do with the murder of my brother. I went, first of all, you said, could you know all the gangsters? I said, yeah, I'll ask everyone I know and see what I can. And I did that for her. And then my wife went and Tony went to help her. And then she's like, be horrible. Then she's on going, ha, 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 ha. Yeah. And I pissed myself laughing. Me and my mum were laughing our heads off. When she said that, I thought, you fucking sick in the head, you want sacking for life, you're definitely disturbed. She's laughing at me as a patient, walking and nearly paralysed like that and couldn't walk. So I couldn't stop pissing myself laughing when he was walking around. He said, that made my mum said, all he had done is a tiny little bit of group. Lads have been on here. Steve Maxine seen the state of me right down my back, the scar. She went, he's got a little scar that big on his back. I've got one like that on the bottom, and I've got one right down my neck. And she said, it was a 20-minute operation, I think she said, and he only had a little bit of gristle took out. I fucking wish it was. I'd be over the fucking moon. But how come I was left paralysed? It was only a tiny bit of gristle. I was left paralysed. Oh, he wasn't left paralysed. He walked out the operating theatre that day. Fucking compulsive liar. So yeah, fucking that was all that shit as I'm in hospital, getting this operation and this fucking idiot again. Right, guys, going to start up two stories. So I was out one night, me and Emma, red car. And we go to a place called Silks. It's been changed. It used to be called what was it called? I think Starlight. It used to be called. It was a disco club. Then it was called Silks. Then it got took over by these Leeds lads, and then somebody else took it over. was I can't remember his name, was an Italian bloke, and he lived on the seafront, and he had restaurants and things like cafes and other pubs. And he took it over, and he didn't want me in the pub. So I've gone in the pub, and the doorman, I've worked with them before, they're my friends. They fucking turned on me. So I've come, the club, me and them has got to go in, and he's like, oh, you can't come in. So there's a big fat lad there. He looked like a little lad, and a big fat one. But he was about 6'4", 6'5", but he was about 25 stone. But he could have a fight, but he was too fucking slow. And he really fancied his chances because I was younger then. I knew he fancied his chances because he's a big fat fuck. But the old saying, the bigger they are, the harder the flower. He fucking did now fall. So we've got at the door to come in. He can't come in. He doesn't want you in, the owner. What do you mean he doesn't want me in? I said, it was only last week when I stopped all the fighting. All the lads from Stockton that in there. I stopped all the fights with the South Bank lads a couple months before that. I said, I've stopped more trouble. Thank you, Freedom. Thank you very much, mate. I said, so I've saved your ass 4 or 5 times when you're fucking struggling. I've jumped in and helped you. But look, get out. He went, put his hand on me like that, pushed me. I just went, fuck off, right? And it dipped down at me, the right uppercut. And he just went, woof. He just collapsed like, he didn't go like that way. He just went, boom, his legs went a bit like Trevor Bareback when he got hit off Tyson. And he just hit the deck and he couldn't get up. His legs were gone. And he was fucking conscious. And the loudness how he hit the fucking deck, But anyway, so the other ones come in. I hit him straight right. I'm like, I don't like doing it anyway, but you have to sometimes. And I've gone in the next part, so it's about 8 foot, this club wide, about 6 foot. And you come in, you get in the fire, you put your coat in there and that. I've got the next part. The other 2 dogs I try to have a go at me, so I've just grabbed one and fucking hide him out of the way. And then there's another lad in there who works there, but he wasn't working. He was off thingy. He was off duty that night. Thank you, Freedom, mate. So he was off that night, but he was in. But I never liked him, and he didn't like me. He's about 6 years older than me. So he jumped over. He started jumping about, doing this with his hands. Trying to box, doing that with his hand. I know what's he doing, fucking on a space hopper. So I went like that. I went like that, hit him. He went like that, and I went bang, left hooked him. So I feinted with the right. So he's moved his head to the left. I went bang, left hooked him, and I knocked him fucking sparkled. And he was another one. So they said unconscious for about 20 minutes or more, both out, and the other doorman shit himself. So they didn't dare come meet me. So there was Chino there. There was Brad. I can't remember Brad. I'm just saying his name. Steve Brad. He was ABA champion. Steve Brad. He won the schoolboys ABA championship. He's from Gisborough. Great lad. A lot older than me, about 15 years older than me. But he was a good face to work with. Norman Bushby, Kit Bushby, and Bushby the DJ. She's not sure on can't remember his name, and you'll get it. Freedom, gifted. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. So anyway, these dogs and fucking arse went. So me and them have gone. Anyway, that was it with them fuckers. So I never got done. So then I've gone without one day. We used to work on, like, we worked in Billingham. We had a place called the Big Night Out, and it was called Nell and the Rigby's, another Beatles song. So downstairs, you walk into what it was like, big old buildings in London in the 60s, big massive. You could go round the car park into the top, and you park your cars and that. And then the Dole was there, big Dole. That's where the town people from Billingham, big, like not skyscraper, but maybe a couple hundred feet. And you'd go in there, and you'd have to go in, but you had to walk up these fucking stairs. It was like that, all the way around, round and round, right to the fucking top. Just the spiral thing was the same outside, but they had it inside. So a fucking nightmare. We had a fight, so when you had to drag them down the fucking stairs, it was an absolute worst place ever to take somebody out of the club because you had to get them down the stairs. So we worked in there. We worked in another place in time, which was in Billingham. We worked in Billingham. So we worked in there. Then we worked in downtown, which is downtown's in Stockton. Then we worked in Henry Africa's, which is in Norton, just around same proximity, about 5 miles apart. So I was in trouble, jump the car, we could go to the other one out the dorm. But then we got a job on the door, a place called Spennymoor, up countryside place. Going towards Newcastle way. And it's only a little place, but it was full of National Front. I was telling the story night when I had a fight with them. So, and the lads with the bikers now. So I'm in there one night. So this lad's come in. I was telling you the story, but I don't think I finished it, so I'll just finish it. So he came in. He's in the book. one of the best bare knuckle fighters going. He was in. He mentioned him. Norman Buckland in one of the books, and he was mentioned in another book called Street Fighters. He was really good. I was about 22 and I had a fight with him, and he comes in. See, in them days, there used to be a loophole in the law. So if you were in a club and it's on a Sunday, if you opened up and you give pint peas, you could stay open until 1, but you couldn't serve past 11. So people would buy 4 pints or 5 or 6 shots and sit there with them, and then we'd have pint peas. So that would be the loophole to stay open longer. And Frida used to work downstairs. She had in the desk on the place. And this lad's come in with another lad called Tommy from Spennymoor, where I said, can't let you in, lad, it's fucking 12 o'clock. I said, I would let you in, I would, I can't let you in. This fucker's about 6, 7. Little Don who comes on, he knows when he's from Darling, he lived in that, he worked in Darling on the doors. Anyway, it was like Tyson Fury Bill, but not as big, but that type of fight, if you know what I mean. Anyway, he came in because he was that big, he had to tuck his head under the fucking door. So he come in, and there was a book. You had to come in, you'd come in where the desk was here, like desk was here, and then there would be a book there, you'd sign the book there, your name, you'd put your name on where you were from, like Brian Cockerill, red cards, everything. So it's just for fire laws, it was a safety thing. And he goes, oh, I'm coming in. I said, you can't come in, mate. I said, I've just told you. He said, well, who's going to stop me? So he grabbed my left hand. I went, one right hand again. I love that right uppercut. But it's hard to throw if they're smaller than you. But it's hard to get somebody taller than me when I'm 6'3". But he was about 6'7", 6'6", 6'7". I fucking hit him right up. Same as I get the Iceman with Chrissy Allen was with his corker of a punch, because you can get all that generally, a lot of power in the punch because they're taller than you. But when you're trying to hook from down and hook up, it's different. So I've hit him, and anyway, his fucking legs have gone. He just hit the deck, knocked him clean out, and the other one jumped in. So I've caught him. I went to his ribs, hit him in the ribs 2 or 3 times, broke his ribs, and he fell. I threw him down these 2 steps. So when we got them out, they fucked off. So about somebody told me to say that his name, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to embarrass him. So about 2 months later, a Jag pulls up. Big Jag, shotgun comes out the window. So I've ran, I'm still on the door right here, and it's only 2, 3 feet away from the pavement. I've jumped off the pavement. I ran and kicked the fucking door, and the door went by, the window smashed, and they just drove off. I think they were just blagging with the shotgun. And then later on, I was in Bishop Auckland, and I seen him. He lived in Bishop Auckland. So I goes in Bishop, I seen him. I was cutting through this graveyard, and he was in one. It was on the daytime, because I was working, doing a bit of work up there. And he seen me. I went, oh, then me and you want, oh, and I'll fucking bury you, you daft cunt. Oh, he come on. And he just fucked off. He went, no, I don't want to fight you no more. And he was a top fighter then. But that was another one. So then we worked in another place called, we worked in downtown. Then we worked in another place called the Waterfront, which is called the Waterfront because it's on the waterfront in Stockton. You come down, beautiful Stockton now. It's all beautiful. It's the biggest, widest marketplace in the whole of Great Britain. If you check it, it's the widest one. It's always been the widest. It used to be huge, in the old days. So we working on the door, but I'm working at Henry Africa's one night. Just go back a little bit. So about a year before, I'm on Henry Africa's, and this lad's coming. He's one of them fucking. Called him Mad Max. He's used to Mad Max with the axe. He's walking around with axes and stuff. And he was in the wrecking crew. So he was in London when I met all the wrecking crew. I've befriended some of them now. He'd been away about a year or so. I lived down there with a girl down there. And he come back. Anyway, he comes, I was at Mad Max. He's fucking mad. These were doormen who knew him. But they weren't working the door with us. They were just in the place where we were at. So I said, you can't come in, mate. Because there's a proper trouble cause. He carries weapons and stuff. And he said, oh, what are you going to do? I said, knock your fucking out, you daft cunt. He was quite big, he was about 6 foot, he was only a skinny fucker, about 13, 14 stone. Anyway, he says, I'm not scared of you. Started jumping about like another fucking idiot. And I went, no, then every time I walk forward, he'd walk 5 steps back. So I walked forward and he went, look, that's for fuck's sake. We're in Stockton, we're going in at the Middlesbrough, the fucking time. He keeps walking backwards and walking backwards. I said, you're going to fight and get a lock on, are we? Anyway, he didn't. So the next minute, he's fucking run. But he's run and he's dropped his fucking gold chain off. His fucking neck fell off. So I picked the chain up and went, yeah. Wasn't worth a lot of money. But I said, yeah, got your chain. He went, no, you're going to hit me. So I knew he was a fucking coward then, you know, like all mouth, fucking all front, no trousers. So I give him the chain. He went fucking big daft cunt, ran off and left, ran the street. I'm going to get that cunt. Anyway, I'm working in the waterfront because we swapped different doors at times, so we might be trouble in that club. So I was the main head doorman for John. John was the doorman security. So if I'm going in there, it's going to be a bit naughty at night. I think there's going to be lads in there, so I'll do that. So I go down, me and a couple of lads. So it's me, Bob Raw, Tony Stubbs, great lad from Grangestown, and there was young Cookie. So we're on the door, and this fucking lad coming. I think it was Bob. I think Bob Raw was on the door as well. I think it was about 4 or 5 was on. I think Gary Russell might have been another great lad from Grangestown way. So we was on the door, and it wasn't a big place. It only held about 200 people, but it was all like lardy-da people. But you know, one of them places where there's a fight, they've never come back. Once there's trouble, that's what you got to do. You got to be a good dom. You got to make sure he's not coming for a start. You can tell by his attitude, no cocky cunts or one screaming and shouting stuff. Because you let them in and then you have a go, you know you're going to knock them out. You know you're going to spark them, but then if they'll just get up and walk out, it ruins the night. So they never come back. 93 on, 34, thumbs up. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. Surely, God. Carol, hello, love, you okay? So I'm on the door there, and he's coming. So you come across the road. On the other side, you can go through the town centre. So as you come into Stockton, and you go up these steps to it, and then you go over like a bridge. And there, and you come down, and you're in the building. So there's a bit where you can stand here and look out on the river. Beautiful place. And you can have a meal in that outside. So, and inside, it's really, really nice place. So this fucking idiot's come. We didn't see him because we were inside the building looking on the river and all that. And he's coming, and he was halfway across the bridge. I went, "Hey, yo, what you doing, yo?" He said, I said, "I'm a fucking bothered." He's a bit pissed. He's throwing these punches at me. I went, anyway, I grabbed him and held him like that. Anyway, he's fucking trying to push me back. Anyway, I let him go and he's turned around again. So I fucking punched him like that. And as he's grabbed it, and I've noted him in the face at the same time. Anyway, he's footing hit the floor, banged his head. And he's got back up, trying to have another fight. So I've grabbed him up in the air, and you cunt. So he caught me with a punch. But it was like, now, so I grabbed him. Anyway, I picked him up like that. He had a belt, grabbed his belt, and I grabbed his chop, and I picked him up. And I was throwing him off the top. So Cookie's got around my waist to hold me. Tony Stubbs was fucking pulling my arms to stop me throwing him off this bridge because it's about 20 feet under concrete. If you ever go past that, you'll see it. So anyway, they fucking hold me, and Bob Raw's going to hold me. Bob's pulling me, going, "Oh, you're fucking killing me. You're going to get done for life here. Come on." I'd lost the plot. My head used to be going, when I was younger, my head used to go, just be like non-stop, just smash the cunt to pieces till he doesn't move. So they're pulling me anyway. Somehow they got me, the 3-4 of them got me, and I fell back a bit, and I let go of him. And when I let go of him, he went over the bridge, but he went into the embankment, so he hit the tree, and in the bushes he landed. And anyway, he was fucking on the floor, and he got up and he'd run down the bottom and ran the other way. He ran like fuck. So that was him fucking anyway. I bashed him, but apparently I broke his jaw, they said. Later on to him, he said, "You broke his jaw." So anyway, I'm working on a door called Chapman's, which is just over the road from there. The mall's on the corner, and there's downtown. So they're all in the proximity. I used to work with Mark Johnson, great fighters. They can prove all my weight to lift it. They would train with me. I was doing 400-pound shoulder press seated in the gym, and Mark went, "You're a fucking alien, you're fucking, you're just fucking abnormal. That's just alien strength." Because Mark, Ali was telling him for years because he used to train me. So Mark started coming at Redcat to train me because he didn't believe him. I was doing all these weights at 800-pound squats. He went, "I don't fucking believe you. You're from another planet. You're a fucking alien." And he could fight. He was the only best who had a fight with Lee Duffy. He did well, but second fight Lee beat him. But tough lad, Mark, about 17 stone, like Mr. T, like that type of build. Good lad, and it wouldn't back out to no one. But so I'm on the door. We're on a place called Chaplin, and it was owned by a man called Cookie. Not that Cook. The one who was on the door. There's another Cookie from Stockton. He had a few nightclubs and pubs. So it was me and Cookie, and I can't remember who else was on the door. There's 3 of us on the door. It may have been Bob. So we stood on the door, and he's fucking come, Mad Max. So he's come up and went, "What are you going to do now?" He'd been to London again, right? He'd come back. 2 biggest lads, about 15 stone, both of them, 15 stone. Oh, you're not going to beat me now. I've got my cockney mates with me. I went, fuck off, you dippy cunt. Anyway, I end up giving him a bat. Hit him straight away again. I bit the other one, and one of the other ones just ran off. So he's knocked out unconscious on the floor, and the other one's like that, picking him up. I went, no, go on, fuck off. And they've just ran off. Anyway, they're gone. So about 20 minutes later, we stood there and Cookie said, oh, he's the cops. I fuck, I'm going to get nicked here for hitting them three. So what had happened, two were on the floor and the other one was helping the other one up. I said, hey, officer, it's about the lads who've been here. I said, they were just fighting between themselves. We weren't involved. We just broke it up. Oh, no, I'm not here for that. So what had happened is we were on the river before. I've gone past it a little bit. I missed it out a bit, sorry. So go back a little bit. So we're on the river because there used to be a boat on the river. I missed a bit out, I'm telling you. We're on the river because the boat, it was about 30 foot long, about 15 foot wide. And there was another little boat next to it called, I can't remember the name of it now. A little boat. It was called what's it called? Cabin cruiser. So you've got the cabin, you've got the windows on the sides and the front. It was slightly raining. There's about 15 of us working on here because it's all travellers from different Bousfield Lane lads and all that, all gypsies and that. So could we carry on? So we used to go. We didn't get paid. We used to go just to support John, to keep the doorman working and stuff. Hello, Sam Westall, Gillies. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Gillies. You're right. Gillies, yeah, I remember it now. Gillies boat, yeah. So we're on the boat. They used to have the people owned it from the Brown Jug, if you know the road there, Bishop Lane. So we're on this bigger boat. So they're all drinking and drinking now, and I'm on outside. It was me and Tony Stubbs, Cookie, Bob Raw, Benny McDevitt, Gary Russell, Little Gunner. There was fucking about 15 lads from Grangetown way. And there was about 15, 16, 17 was on there, just having a few hours on the boat with them. So what happened in them days, in the old maritime law, which is the law, which is on the sea, there was no such thing as that. You could sail a boat down the river and drink 5 bottles of whiskey. There was no such thing as being drunk of a vehicle or that, like these on the road. So what you could do after 3 o'clock, you could be on there till any time selling alcohol. Because there was no alcohol, you didn't need alcohol license to sell it on the boat. I think you need that license, but you didn't need there wasn't a time limit, or on a Sunday you had to shut at a certain time on a Sunday. Maybe I suppose 11 o'clock, I think. So it was only open for a certain time. So we used to go on this boat. So we stood there, we fucking bored out of it. It was like drizzly, rainy, and a few people come to see us and talk and that. So little Buster from Grangetown, that was it. He was there, not Buster the taxi driver, little Buster, good kid. So we stood there and I looked at the boat. So this bigger boat we're on, it's got, what's it called when they fucking tow it up, like the ropes on the other one, anchored to it type of thing. So I looked at it, I went, fuck it. I jumped over the side, got on the boat, got my keys out. I stuck my key in, I went, messed about, and it went boom, boom, with all this fucking smoke come out. And all the water was coming out the side because I looked out the boat. So I said, get on, who's getting on? Get on, we'll have a fucking go on the river. Go on this boat called the Gill. Well done, whoever got that. So I got to this fucking boat. Tony Stubbs got on with me. Bless him, he's not well at the moment. Tony, love him a bit. He's got on a boat with me and little Buster. So we're going down the river. Then some fuckers phoned the police. So the next minute, the fucking police going, come here. And I'm going, shall I? And he went, no, we'll get fucking done. He said, I know. So we're coming over towards the place and I put my fucking foot straight down, turned sideways and fucking soaked them, drowned them like rats. They were fucking rigged. Fucking ring, you bastard! They were shouting all sorts at me, me, little Buster and Tony Stubbs. So Tony Stubbs fucking howled and he said, "We're going to get fucking life for you." I said, "I will fuck off. We'll just be pirates. Let's go to the sea." And it's just that taxing everyone in the sea. So we're going down the river. The fucking boat starts running out of fucking petrol or what, diesel, where the fuck it is. So we pulls up the side and we tried to get out. So we got this big like a stick. We pushed it, just went straight through the mud. I thought, fuck, we're going to drown. We're going to drown in the mud there. So what we had to do, we had to get the floorboards up off the boat, throw them onto the mud, and then stand there. And he passed one, wouldn't have been, throw it on the next piece. Because if we didn't, we'd have went right through the mud and stuck. We were probably fucking sunk in the mud. So we got up. We were fucking filthy, full of mud and everything, and we're laughing our fucking heads off. So then later on, when I was telling you about that story on the door with the lads, where I've knocked them out, the lads on the chaplains, they've come, the coppers. I thought they'd come to get me for the two lads a bit, and the lad I've slapped and he ran off. I said, "Oh, we're here for that. We're here for a twack of a boat." you talk about on such and such Sunday, such and such 2 weeks ago. It was up 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later before. So the company's two coppers went, they're all like about 25, 26 mark. I got fucking arrested on the fucking Sunday night. No, I tell you what, I'm lying. It was a Saturday night. I got arrested and they kept me in the fucking cells till the Monday. So I had to go to court. So I got bailed. But when they put the report in, they put a report in about me and said there, we could see him in the water from the distance. Well, I know for a fact it was about fucking hell, 300 yards away from there, a long way away. And it was raining. Now, they call it a cabin cruiser. I call it a cabin cruiser. It's a cabin built like it's like the boat comes like that shape. But on the sides, the windows are there. So if you're in here and behind you, there was the engine. So the engine took up to your torso here. So all you could see is just there. But from here, shoulders and head. And the other lads were each side of me. You wouldn't be able to see me steering this fucking boat. So I went down and I got fucking, because I read the prod, because before you go to court, you get a statement, don't you? I thought, I'm fucked here. So I went and got my mate. He used to be, he's in the water, no sailing and all that. So he got me the weather report. The proper, goes fishing, proper fishing, North Sea type of thing. He got me the weather report that day. So I got the weather report off them, and it was choppy, and it was misty, and it was raining. So, and I also went down with a Polaroid camera and went, the motion button used to come out the camera, and would you do that to it, and it would like blow it, and a couple of minutes later you get the picture. So I took a picture of the cabin on the boat, and I took a picture where the windows were, and I took a picture where they said how far it was away, and they went in there. Oh, he done this, and I could tell it was him, and so I got my chance to self-represent myself. So yes, there was a boat there. It was nothing to do with me. There was some other lads messing about, clowning about. I said we were there on that day. I said, but I wasn't on any boat, and even if I was, there's no way you could have even seen me. What do you mean? I said, can I just show the exhibits? Have you got any pictures? They said to the coppers. Went no. So anyway, I got the photographs in. I give you all the exhibit 1, 2, 3, and all that. So you can see yourselves, your worships. That's a cabin cruiser. Now imagine the rain being on that, and from the distance, because these photos I've took on a good day. He said, well, how do you know it was raining that day? I said, well, I've got the weather report as well. My friend's a fisherman. I gave him it forward, and that was all typed out perfectly, everything for me, where it was from and everything. And they come in and said, we'll just go out the back. I went out the back and I went, we can't go on your word of that. There's no way even if it was him, there's no way you could have seen him from that distance, especially with the visibility really poor. It was misty, and it was raining, and also the water was really choppy. There's no way you could see it. And like Mr. Cockerill just said, all you could have seen is just the head from that distance, and we can't take that chance. So as of today, the case against you, Mr. Cockerill, you're free to go. I walked out and I went, woo, woo, and I went out. There's a couple of lads outside waiting for me. So I beat the cunts again. That's why they hate me. They done me for fucking twok of a boat. Take him out. Twok means take him without owner's consent. I thought they couldn't get me for the lads again, so they're fucking mad. All the things you get up to with them fucking doors and stuff. We used to have a good laugh. No, I don't know Nigel from Luton. I've been to Luton a few times, though. Bam Bam's relations are down there. My sister lived there for a while. Just have a quick look. 106 watching. Don't forget to push the like button. You're all getting onto them. All day. IMC. Oh, used to work corner house. Yeah, the corner house. Yeah, maybe around the time a bit earlier. A lad called Robbie and missed that bit, mate. Robbie and corner house. Robbie, I'm not sure. I know there was a big lad called Robbie right at the door. Rob Deneath worked on the Mal with Mark Johnson, Ollie Johnson. And Kevin Scott, he was a good doorman, really good doorman, really good speaking to people skill. Really good people skills on the door he was. Graham McCormack, Bezat, Razak, Dazzler. not sure, mate. Not sure that one, mate. Crazy days, you're right, mate. Yeah, that. I'm from Carlin. Pub EastEnders, Easter side. Pub Easter side. The Viking, yeah, I went in there. We had with trouble with the so-called big ag guys there. I went in, chased them all out. It was me, Pete Robbo, and Guns, Tony Johns, went in and fucking shit themselves. They all come out, about 20 of them. Pulled up the Cosworth to see me out the window. They all ran out and jumped in the fucking cars and went. And they had trouble in there. I went and sorted it out, yeah. And also the other one, they had trouble in Groveville. And the, what's it called? I went in there with fucking kids were calling me. I went with Mickey Harrison, good lad, Mickey. And I went, look, listen, shut the door behind me, lock the door. You know, when you do that, you lock the door, they fucking shit themselves. I said, right, no more fucking behind the bar shite, pinching. No more stealing out the fucking pull cues, you know, the pull balls and all that stuff. No more sniffing coke. And if you want to sniff coke, go in the toilet. Don't mind you take, but don't take the piss out of me. I'll run the door now. Oh, that's great, Brian. You know, I started playing pub with them all young lads, about 18, about 25-year-old. And they were lovely, they were great kids. Every time there's a bit of trouble, they'd behave now. Brian's fucking got respect for the big fella and all that, and they were lovely. You know what I'll do with onions? I'll be at your door at 6 in the morning, because obviously with Bam Bum and all that, and you there, and Pete, like, all the lads I knew there from the old days. And I used to go in, and it was down to about 20, 30 kids going in on a Friday and Saturday. I got up there, got the whole place full, booming, bouncing. And then Lee Little took the door over later on. But I was doing it for, I was working for Punch Robinson. They got 12 pubs where nobody would work on the door. So they were like rough clubs where you had to know, like when they had in Groveville, they had 4 doormen in front. Yeah, 4 of them got stabbed New Year's Eve. All 4 of them got stabbed up. And I went, hey, Brian. My mate Mick passed away now, great lad. He helped us on the door. They used to all come in from the town to see me, different lads, you know, top fighters from different areas. When you've got that respect and that reputation of people, you've got respect. People like you. And if you're in trouble, they jump straight in for you, help you. And that's what we do. 110 on, 44 thumbs up. Slow with these thumbs up tonight, use a lot. Track map here. Docs is from Cindy's channel. Oh, Jovial Monk. Yeah, Jovial Monk. Yeah, that's another one. Ormsby. Yeah, I remember that. Near the up the Fountain Way. The Fountain's another one used to go in it. Yeah, I remember that. Just on the corner, there's a flower shop across the road. I used to have the security there. I had that shop, the flower shop. I used to have all the posters up around the edge. I had places all over Teesside. Every fucking way I had them. All the Redcar, Middlesbrough, Stockton, Hartlepool, fucking all the way to Bishop Auckland, fucking Spennymoor, all in places. I had all in places boxed off. Little corner shops and that. Yeah, I used to do all the doors on there. Fucking hell. I used to do the reindeer. That was a good door. Brian, I can't remember his second name. He was Scottish. I went in there and the wrecking crew used to go in. I fucking went in one night. I went, listen, no, we don't know what to do, big fella. That's it. We just want to just have a drink and that. I said, well, be good then. Look after him and give him a deal. They never caused any more trouble in the pubs to stop being daft. And then they started coming over and sitting with us. And then when the ecstasy come out, they ended up being friends with us, most of them, you know. But the one said that Kev killed. He said, fucking hell. He said, we went 3-4 handed, he knocked us out. We went 5 or 6 handed, we knocked us out. We went 11 handed, he fucking bashed us. We went 17 handed, we beat him, but we hit them with fucking sticks and fucking table legs and fucking all sorts, and said he was still fighting back. He's still fucking dropping. I dropped 7 of them, but when I dropped them 7, the other ones were like, you know, they got up. The other ones were, for fuck's sake, and I'm fighting like fuck. My cheekbone was broke, my nose was broke, my fucking head was cut all over. And I had a big bite mark up my face, but I was still standing in the Mal doorman come. They phoned the Mal because we used to back each other. They all come running around. And 2 doormen with me ran off and left me. And Adish and Mark Johnson, Ali come, look at the fucking state of Brian, look at the fucking state of you fucking cowards. They were raging the Mal doorman, going to beat the doorman that were working with me, so we sacked them. Yeah, fucking. And then another night, they were going to come again, they said. So this time I was prepared. I got a big fuck off samurai sword, bought out a second-hand shop, put it above the door, at the top of the door, could get it on the top. So I used to have a little equaliser on there, about that long, or that long. Never used sticks. I always used to use my hands, but if there's like fucking 10, like 5, 6, 7 of them, obviously you need a bit of an equaliser, I used to call it. So this night they come, they had a fight with the Maldorp. They all got the wrecking crew. They all got 2 years each. They about 25, 30 of them attacked the Maldorman. They had about a 20-minute fight there, throwing things, smashing the windows and everything. The cop was all coming right in the street. Massive fight. Then the company said, we'll get Cockerill next. So they come to me. I only had 2 dogs on the door with me. I'll just even the odds out now. So they'll come down the street and there were about fucking 20, maybe 30 of them. They've got sticks and all sorts. So I went to the fucking thing. I said, okay, over there. Stood behind, I've got the samurai sword behind me. I went, fucking come on. I started to run down the street. They're fucking scattered like fucking rats, like mice. When you lift the thing up with the mice and they all run like fucking shit themselves. Come on then. And they're all just scattered like these fucking crackers in, they said. I had no intention of using it, but the thought of using it, though, I must have thought, fucking nice crackers in. So they never come to my door. But they beat quite a few of the doormen up in the mall, jumped them all. So then we decided, the mall doorman and me, our doorman was amalgamated together. So one day we went looking for them. I had a cowboy thing, allegedly a cowboy gun, like a cowboy gun it was, and it had 6 bullets in it. Anyway, I went round and fucking looked for them, and we chased them. Elvis Tom Holder jumped to Mark Johnson, about 10, 12 of them, because they lived in Stockton at the time. So we went round. Loads of us met Gary Russell, Tony Stubbs, Tony Johns. All them. Tony Tapp used to work with us, another great lad from South Bank. He worked on the dog met there when we worked at Spennymoor. So we ran all these doors. We went them all over Teesside, different places. But I got the jobs later on without Bobby. So I got Punch Robson's got me. There was 2 the cricketers in Stockton, and there was another pub there. I can't recall it now in the corner near the cricketers. I had both of them. I had a place in Sunderland. And I was great there because when I went there, and then his doorman would come down and see me. It was a Saturday night. I worked there for 2 hours. I used to get like £30 an hour for each club, and I'd go in. So I didn't have to be there. I'd just be on call them for so many hours. Like say I'd be out maybe 7 o'clock to 11 because they were only open from 7 to 11. So I'd be on call for that 7 to 11. I used to come home like £300 for each place. At the end of the night, I was making fucking good money, but. I was Punch Robertson there, the solicitors, so I'd done the door, and Wendy, they called her. She was the manageress of them all, and she used to pay me the money on the Sunday, come round pay me. And anyway, one little fight in the Groveville one, I can't remember what it's called, Broadway. In the Broadway, there was a fight, there was 2 girls, 2 lesbians doing, fucking behave yourselves, fighting you two. And I'd buy them a drink, they were all right with us after that. But I'd told you about the trouble I had in there, because everyone respected me, I knew everyone. So I was like, I was 52, I think, then. I was working there, and I was working in another few clubs, like I say, Broadway and places like that. But it was easy because everyone knew me. It was good people, just to pop in. Some of the places that pop in 5 minutes, in like Stockton, that would be like 5 minutes. And then I had another one called, all the travellers used to go, and it was called, what the fuck's it called now? Just as you come into Thornaby, right on the corner. The pub, no one dared go in hardly, and I got the door, and everyone started coming in again, and all the locals and all the travellers were coming in. Joe and all them, one-eyed Joe, he lost his eye, that's the only one I can remember. And they used to come in, they said, well, don't cause trouble. I said, you better fucking knock. So we straight up the camp and kick your fucking ass in the morning. They'd laugh like fuck. And I knew all the dads say, I'd phone the dad to say, listen, you're young, come down here, Brian. Come fucking now, he'd say, his dad. What do you mean? He said, come now and give him a bat. What do you mean, give him a bat? He said, come and give him a fucking good hand now. Because they were in a pub, they'd been out drinking, drunk. And one of them was on remand for a serious offence. They've got in this place, I had this place called the 4 o'clock shop. It opened at 4 o'clock for the newspapers. But if you were like me, you'd go in and get a bottle of vodka or whatever, or a bottle of Bacardi. So we used to go to the rave. So I used to be in the rave with Ernie and that, get a bottle of that coming down at the end of the night. And they went in, oh, we want this one, that. I can't sell yet, we get caught, we'll get done. They could give it to me because I run the door for them. So I've got him saying, oh, do you know my brother's in jail for armed robbery? He shot this lad and done this. I went, what the fuck? So she's told me anyway, I've gone down. So she had the 4 o'clock shop. She had the other paper shop. She had I had the fish shop. I had the kebab shop. I had the Chinese. I had the fucking Indian. It was like, Monopoly. I had all the fucking things. There's no hole. Oh, they had two hotels as well. I had the Highfield Hotel, and I used to look after the Mayo Hotel. So I had 2 hotels as well. So I had them all. So I'd go to another place. My mate, he was a masseur. He had all that stuff, for your back and everything. Going there, going to sunbeds. Sunbed shop had that as well. So I had all my little things, little posters in the shops. Stopped all the trouble. I even had John Ramson's. But when you get your gold and go in there, the poster on there, Pride Cockerill protect these premises. So that Durham Road, every shop, that Durham Road is one of the biggest roads going. It goes from Stockton all the way to Durham. So I think it's one of the longest roads. I think the 66 is the longest, and that's one of the second longest. It goes all the way to Durham, and it goes to the jail where the women are at. The women's jail that way. Yeah, so I was wetting the doors, I say there, and it was good because you'd have a fight with something. Nobody went to the police. No one went, no, Brian Crocker brought me, the odd fucking idiot did, and you get somebody to go and see them and talk them out of it. That's how we got off with it then. But there was cameras. I was on one door one night. I was on the door. I was in downtown, which was a posh club with posh people who went in there, well to do. The women would have lovely dresses and all that, and nice clothes and stuff. And going. So it was a posh place. So me, Cookie, and Bob Royce were at the door there, and they'd come in, go downstairs, get themselves makeup or whatever in the toilet, and then they'd come in, and then they'd go to the middle floor, the top. So we're in there one night, and this fucking lad outside went to have a fight with me. I was saying, it was one lad, but I 4 lads, and we're trying to get him with no shots. You can't get him trainings on. Can't let you in there. I'll lose my job. I'll lose my fucking job for you. So he's going, this. I said, if you go home and get attacked, you come back later and find out. He said, no, I'm just coming in, you're not stop me. So anyway, I'm stood there. Next minute, he's fucking pulled a knife out at me, and he went like that and come round like that. Went just past me fucking face. I've jumped back like that. And when I've jumped back, I pushed myself off the door because there was a door behind me. So I pushed the door like that, and I've come forward and I've jumped like Smokey Joe Fraser. And he jumps up and he throws the left out. I've jumped and I've landed. I hit him right on the fucking chin, sparked him. So there's a big around there because there'd be like 40, 50 people in a queue. The Mall might have 100, 200 people in a queue. Because the Mall won 4 years out of 5 was the best nightclub in Britain. You can check up if you don't believe me. And anyway, the Hitman and Airy went there. It was that big QFX. All the top bands used to go. Kevin Kilty's been on verified anyway. So we're on the door. I think this fucker dropped him. He's dropped the knife. The other lads picked it up and ran off. I'm dizzy there. Camera. So the next minute, they've got one to go, and I seen you hit that lad for nothing. You've just hit him for nothing. You just punched him and hit him. She never seen the knife. She never seen nothing. So she was a woman police inspector. And she come over. She was saying, yeah, you're under arrest. And she got these other coppers and all that coming out. And went, can I beg your pardon? Kenny Gregory on the door. And Sid was from Billingham, was the manager. He said, the lad pulled a knife. So there was no knife. He just punched him in the face for no reason. He jumped off there and spun round and hit him and knocked him out. He was still knocked out on the floor. Bringing him round his friends. Anyway, fucking, well, nicked me. Would have been section 18. Fucking. So anyway, can I take you upstairs and show you the camera, please? So she goes, yes, by all means. So keep an eye on him, she said, to the coppers, because there's more coming. There's about 5 or 6 now. But the people are going in and out stuff, and I'm stood in the foyer with the 2 coppers with me. But there's other coppers outside. Anyway, she's coming. She had to apologise. I really do. She said, honest, I didn't know. She was so apologetic. But without that camera, I could have looked at 5 years in jail. She come over, she said, I'm really sorry. She said, what he done is he slowed it down. It's like, you can see it freeze. You can see the knife in his hand shine. You can see the shiny bit shine to it. I'm really, really sorry. Later on, she was driving there down towards Roseworth, doing about 80 miles an hour and hit a lad. He went in the air. How I know this is because there was 2 lads walking. They'd been in a kebab shop just near the duck pond going towards Roseworth. She was doing about between 60, 70, 80 miles an hour. I can't remember the exact speed. I know it was nearly treble the limit on a 30 mile an hour. Hit a lad and he landed 4 times. He spun in the air and landed at the floor. And 2 girls were coming home as well. They were going to get a taxi. They didn't have enough money. So there was 4 witnesses seeing it. And she got off. And she didn't even have the blue light on and out. She fucking got off with it. The same woman who tried to get me nicked. It was in the paper. Gateshead Road. I'll check. Gateshead Road, Durham. Yeah, it's all the way up there, isn't it, mate? It's the biggest road. Durham Road. Well, I lived there. I used to get them Berghouse coats and sell them. They were good. I used to get them for think they were 30 quid. No, 13 quid I paid for them. I used to sell them for 33 quid, so I was making 20 quid a quart. I sold 1,000 of them in about 4 days, and they were that good. The lad got one. He had the original one, £400, put it in the shower. It took an hour and a half for the water to come through. The copy, put it in, took over 4 hours. So it just shows you the same people make the same coats. It's like the shoes, the trainers, Adidas, that. It's the same copies are made by the same people that make the real ones. Just them robbing bastards, the companies that rob you. 114 people on, 57 thumbs up. Closed down now, mate. How's Steam at? All closed down now, mate. Yeah. All have closed down, all the fucking shop stuff. Everything's fucking shut down, most of them. Even all the pubs have shut down now. The Miners' Arms, another pub before we used to go in there. Tony Boyce, another great fighter from Eston. Peter O used to be in there with us. I used to meet Peter in there Friday, Saturday night. Good times, you know. The Grangetown rave was great. There used to be a Grangetown rave. Steve Allen used to have it. He could box. Steve Allen was fucking brilliant. Lovely lad. And they ran him over. The bastard chopped him with a machete. He lost his legs. But he used to have the Grangetown rave. I'd go in. I'd give him, say, 50 E. I've done it again. Now, what do you mean? He's about 17 stone, about 6 foot. Big fucking lump of lad. Lovely lad. And he said, I've done the easy. I've only got fucking money for 35. I leave for 15. You're a fucking nightmare, you. I just kept the cuddle. He was always great like steak. But we used to have the rave there. He used to get paid for it. But I'd bring everyone from like different clubs because our clubs were being shut down with the place with the fights. I had with fucking top boxers, I thought. And it got closed down. Hundreds of coppers come on and shut it down. People know who worked there. People were actually in there that night. There's loads of information on the internet saying what happened that night when I went in that club. But yeah, them days are gone. They're fucking totally different now. You can't do nothing now. Fucking everything you fucking do. I mean, look at them, the fucking government there, dancing and partying when they're on the COVID rules. We fucking do that. We get fucking jail. They get off. They get an OBE got. And it was him who written the rules and then didn't do the rules. We like well, please, Teesside. Yeah, just do what they want. I'm going to do with the little rat. The little rat gets off with everything. The fucking rat catcher should be called. Normanby area was too young to get. Oscars, yeah, Oscars was another. I used to go on Oscars. Pete used to go in there as well. Just on the corner, Normanby Road, you're right. On the side, you go upstairs, wouldn't you? Yeah, you go upstairs. But they used to have the door, Peter, and they used to work the door there. The Miners' Arms, Oscars, and then there was the King's Head, and then there was the other one, the Prince Alice, I think it was called. Used to go in there when I was out drinking. All the Southside people loved me down there. And we used to go into the King's Head, rough pub. And I went in there, Tony Stubbs' dad went, "Oh, the fucking hell's he on the end there? That fucking big fucker there." He was drunk. But he got to have a fight, his dad. All the Stubbs got to have a fight. And he's going, "Who's that big cut there?" He said, "I wouldn't like a fucking battle for him." He's going, "Dad, that's fucking Brian Crocker." He said, "Oh, is that him? Is that him, son? Can I meet him?" And come home and shook me hand. He went, "You're a fucking big cut, aren't you?" He was lovely, his dad. Yeah. Jimmy good lad as well. Four brothers all can have a fight. All big tough lads, all big lads as well. Got Mafia, Cartman, 1965. The Lion and the Falcon was in Cleveland Centre. Well, and 4 shorts. I didn't know the Lion and the Falcon, not for me. I was rave clubs I liked the best. That was the best club places. We had a better laugh. Because the other one's only on till 11. It was fucking boring. You go home, 11 o'clock. What the fuck's that? It's not going out. You go out on a fucking, when am I going out? You go out on a fucking Friday and you come back on a fucking Sunday. That's my going out. Or maybe on a Monday. It's out all weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Come home on a Monday. Fucking hell. Can walk down the street and everyone's looking at you because his face looks plastic. You're fucking sweating like fuck because of the ecstasy. You look like a fucking robot walking down the street because you've got, so I look off me and your fucking eyes are like that, popping out your head like a fucking, like an owl. How can I make myself look normal? The milkman would be going by and you'd look at the milkman, you'd fucking dare look at him because it would be pure daylight outside. And you've been in the rave for 48 hours or something. So when you come outside, you're like, your eyes fucking can't get adjusted to the light and you feel like everyone's watching you in the street. There's no cunt there, really. The paranoia fits in, you think everyone's looking at me, so I'm off my head. You go in the 4 o'clock shop and get some milk on the woman like your eyes like that popping out your head. Can I get one of them off you, such and such? And they just give us it. Just give me it. Bottles of vodka, bottles of whatever. But it was good times. We used to go back to Speedies and that and have a drink there. Come down off the drink, come off the Eid, come on the drink to come down. And then, yeah, it was good times. Fucking not, there's nothing like that now. There's no pubs like that now. Yeah, we had some great times on the doors all over the country. We went to Leeds one weekend. John did pledge. We used to have the doors there, and his name in a minute. I can't remember his name. I can't think his fucking name. Anyway, they had the door there, and they ended up losing the doors because the doorman battered someone bad, broke somebody's jaw 3 or 4 times in a week. So got lots of doors. So we went I think it was for 2 weekends. We went in there. It was like a back alley. We went in. There was fucking big black lads in there, big massive lads, big white cars with the white rim tyres round, like like the 60s cars, and that fucking stuff going up and down and all that shit, like in America. So I was in this place, it was like an alley, and then you had to search the bags for knives and everything. They're totally different down there, more violence, with more people carrying knives there than anywhere, places like that, and people carrying guns as well, and then so you had to search the bags. I didn't like it there. It wasn't for me. We used to go. We were there a few weeks, and we're coming back on the motorway, and we come back from John Black's. There's 5 of us coming back from John Black's. What do you call them? Jag, like Arthur Daly's. So we come back, and Steve's son's driving. He fell asleep at the wheel. I went, hey! I've grabbed the wheel and pulled the fucking car because I'm in the front because I was 23 stone something. Steve was about 20 stone. And Benny's in it, he's about 20 stone. And then John and the rest in the back. So I pulled the fucking wheel across and stopped us going over the reservation. We were all fucking wiped out. We went, fuck you big George, you can't shout at his steps. Then one night we were going there, we went in this fucking van, I swear to God. It was a tomato van. You put tomatoes in a little van. There's fucking 6 of us in there, squashed like tomatoes in the back van. Going towards Spennymoor, and the fucking thing broke down on the motorway. So stay had to walk back to the transport bridge and go to the petrol station, get a can of petrol. He'd run out of fucking petrol. That was a fucking nightmare. All of us in the back were laughing like we were crazy, laughing like fucking there. It was fucking hilarious. He runs on the motorway and he's saying, "Any up, you big useless cunt," he shouted. Fucking back to the van. Let's get out and some smoke. And it was fucking, the things that you got up to. Yeah, it was fucking hilarious. You see, you couldn't do things like that now. You just get caught with cameras. But yeah, that camera, a couple of times I've been saved by a camera. People saying I was somewhere and I wasn't there. But one thing we never used to do was get pictures took in pubs. And the idiot, the one who written the books, why is there no pictures with you, Willie, in this? I said, because we didn't want to be associated in a picture. Because you remember the old gangster films? Get him now. At when he's taking the picture, what do you call the photographer for the newspaper people, and get that camera, because then he sat with another gangster and you say you was paired up or something. You go, I don't know him. So yeah, what about this picture at the wedding? Remember the wedding with the Godfather? And he throws me money on the floor. He says, "There's your fucking money, you scumbag." And he gives the money, but they're all coppers there anyway. So you don't want to be associated on camera because you can't get away with it. You go to court. So I thought you didn't know him. Here you are here, 19, such and such, talking outside with such and such. So if you're in a club that night and you have a fight with someone, you knock them out. People could see you there, but they've got no proof. But if they've got a camera, they used to come in the mall and go, "No, I don't know picture." So there's a £5 open picture. Give it to the bloke who used to go around, take a picture, because you're £5. And he posted to you. I thought, fuck that. You get into a fight, knock someone out. Oh, let's just have a look whose picture's been taken. And it's got your fucking dress on it, telling you where you lived. So I wouldn't do that. So this idiot, the idiot who wouldn't listen, who was doing the books. Oh, I don't understand that. I mean, yeah, because you're fucking thick, fucking idiot. Because you'd be associated in the pub, you fucking idiot. And you'd be seen there. So you couldn't say you weren't there. You could get people to say I wasn't there. But you couldn't if you've got a picture and you've signed it saying where you live. Oh, he's fucking thick, honestly. Never been a gangster, never been a villain, never been into nothing. Insignificant. Still every day. I know we don't talk about him. Still every day fucking texting us shit. No one's watching your channel, it's garbage. Yeah, no one likes you. You're lying. 99.9% of what you're saying is lies. So if they were lies, why did you put them in the books then? So we're going to be able to give you some great, you got another channel took down. Well done. well done, you've got another one down, but we've already spoke to someone in there now and told them it's a vendetta, told them he's doing it, and he's also been making channels up specifically to call me and Dougie Joyce. So now they're looking into it. So everything you do, my wife counter traps you. So everything you put out, you and your wife, the evil things you do. So we're doing great on the channel. He's putting, it's an evil channel. He's hurting people. He's doing this, which we all know it's not. We all know. We're helping people. They're having a good laugh on here and having good fun, and people are crying on you, laughing and things out of the night instead of listening to your shite. But Hugh Hardberg, hello son, another Scotsman. Dazzler. Johnny Jump, sneaked in there, Johnny. Go in on Sunday night as well, yeah. Yeah, George Pub. I can't think that was the one. There used to be the reindeer. That was another one. I run that one, and then there was another one I did, little pubs, and people struggled. I used to just get like 20 quid off on something walking, and the 20 quid would get me food, and you buy something to eat for the night, and that was like you just sometimes you just do things for accident because they're nice people. But I would get free food, free drinks, and I would get like a dinner off them to go home with because they made food in there. Made like a Kentucky or something like that, or like a Kentucky thing. It was a Kentucky, obviously, chicken and chips and something you just go home and wet on the door and eat it. I'd save you buying it. It's Kentucky, obviously, a lot more than them. The only one never got the Kentucky. That little Kentucky, when they knocked it down, pardon me, it was only a little tiny, about big as this room. That's all it was, as big as this room. And I didn't believe 2.5 million a year used to make, the one in Stockton. So when they shut down, they had to give them 10 years worth of money. Okay, no, unbelievable, because they built it into a new shopping. All the shopping centres built different now. So they had to give them all that money, 10 years worth of 25 grand, isn't it? So fucking hell. 25 grand they have to pay them because you have to pay them 10 years wages because that's what they made in the 10 year. Fucking hell, it would be nice having that, wouldn't it? Was that when it was sectioned? B Scottish team Airdrie. Yeah, so yeah, he's took another challenge. He took the one down about Tina Shaw coming on and just telling the truth. Now we're gonna report it back to say, listen, it's nothing. That woman's come on there. She's asked to go on there to speak about her dad who's no longer here. It's tapes what they've got. They're going to be using to make a documentary of being stolen, and also the person was asked to take it down who was making the documentary. So it has nothing to do with him, the documentary, because he was lying. So when the man found out, Paul Sutter from Article was a good man. He stopped doing the documentary straight away. So we're not doing it anyway, Brian. We just knew there was something wrong. So they're not working with him anymore. And there's another one who's fucked him off. They're never going to work with him again. And the so-called Ripper Tour thing down there, I found out 2 days ago. There's no Ripper Tour with him. It's all cuckoo shit. It was going to do it because of what he's been doing. They all know it's him, not me and Emma. It's him. They've seen him constantly torturing you, constantly putting stupid fake accounts on. So they've all binned him, all the Cockney lads now. So he's finished. No matter where he goes. Apparently he's on the dole now. Well, like he's calling people on the dole now. It's called karma. Now you're on the dole, laughing at people being on the dole. Get a job, you bum. He says, get this, you bum. Get that, you bum. And now he's probably the biggest bum walking, calling people, but he's been putting shit on all day the last 4 days. And I haven't mentioned him. But we're not mentioning his name, like I said. But just to let you know, he's took another channel down. But that was Tina telling their story about her father. But that lady had the right to come on and say something, to say, I don't want that documentary making because he's doing it to everyone else. It's not to do with the money or anything. She wasn't after money. She's got fucking plenty of money. She's got a lot of money. And all that rubbish about her knocking around with him and going on the drink. The main thing, she wanted to clear her name. She didn't want anyone to know she's got any stigma with him whatsoever. I've never met you. I've never phoned you. I've never seen you in my life. So stop telling lies to people. And that book cover, toilet paper, that's all them books are. That's a disgrace. My dad was a legend. That is just complete toilet paper there. The books. And that's what she done. She come on and told the truth. but he doesn't know definition between slander or somebody coming and telling the truth. So when you come and tell the truth about someone, I don't want that book on because my dad's them tape recordings, them tapes and my recordings have been stolen out of my house. They were stolen out of her house. So he had allegedly said he had the tape recordings, but when I spoke to Paul said he never even had the tape recordings. He was going to try and get them, but he just lied about everything. He said I never even started doing the documentary, so that was all lies. It started same as the Paul Sykes movie. It was never going to happen. So, like I said, we're not going to call it say his name, but just let you know where we're at with the idiot. So we've got another lady now called Heather from America who's doing the litigation in America, which is fantastic because that's where she worked there for 10 years, and she's been talking to them for the last week or so. She's back working there again. So she's going to do all the stuff in there and take it all down from America because it's a different format over there to here. I didn't know that. I thought it was great. So she's come forward, contacted them and talked to another lady who's in London still doing the one there. Everything's going great. It's going great. But no, they've ripped us off. Amazon know they've ripped us off. And all the books have been taken down. If you're looking now, there's no books on the internet. There's none whatsoever. They're shitting themselves. He's done a run of the boss. He's done one completely. Sold all the shop. Sold all the books and then give the other books away for nothing on the internet. Shitting themselves. And he said, Brenton, to someone who I know, he's fucking ruined my business. Him and his wife have absolutely ruined my business. I told them just to leave the couples alone, and this is his own boss. I told them to leave them alone and stop constantly going on and on and on. You just look insane. And he said, and that's what's happened now. He's drove himself insane with it now. So I honestly can see him getting sectioned, mate. I really can. And it might be a great thing for himself and for his family and for everyone else to get sectioned, because then he can get the help he needs. Because he definitely needs sectioned to get help. And if it was me, my brother, I got him sectioned 3 or 4 times. I've had him sectioned. Now his wife should be doing that with him. She should say, look, you need help. You see, seen this state. What are you going to do, Mrs. Whatever? Going to keep him going and going and going to end up taking overdose or dies on the stuff. He's already nearly died once, so that you said to me. Seriously bad. So you need to get help. You need to get him sectioned to get help to stop the madness. You're on the streets. You've got nowhere to live. You're living from house to house, apparently all over the place. You're on the dole. You've lost everything. You haven't even got your car, apparently. It's all gone. And all these madness, what you've been doing over the years, has come back on you now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Simon Page. Happy birthday to you.
Didn't know it was your birthday, Simon. Shout out all that you did in Kilty Corsican, Simon. You all right, son? Good lad, Simon. Really good lad. Yeah, so we have a laugh on here. We have a bit of fun. We talk about the old days. We don't do anything to hurt anyone. We just want people to be nice and be helping each other and be happy to each other and coming here crying eyes and laughing with joy. Not crying with frustration and pissed off with people. Just be nice. Nice to be nice to people. Nice to get up in the morning and think, we'll have a great day today. Everything's good. Nothing's as bad as I. I've got my health still. I've got my wife. I've got my house. I've got my dog. I've got my family. I've got all you lot. I've got each other. So life is worth living. But if you start living it to like degradation and thinking, oh, he did this to me, he did that to me, and he bullied me, and you're living as a victim. So every day you've got to get up as a victim, even though that whatever somebody's done to you in the past, you've got to move on from it. Because if you don't, you're going to stay in the past. And every day you get up, you're going to be still in the past. So that way you're never moving forward. You can't help your kids, you can't help no one. You need to help yourself first. Because if you don't help yourself, the most important person you've got to help is yourself. Because if you're not fit, you're not compass mentis, which means ready to do things. You can't drive, you can't go out, you can't eat properly, you can't look after your family. If you're not fit enough you have to be fit enough to look after yourself, then you can look after your family. You've got to be happy enough to love yourself, then you can love your family. You can't if you don't love yourself, you can't love your family. You've got to learn to do that. But the thing is, it's no use living in the past. That happened to me, and she said that, and that one said that. Forget about that. It's only a word. It's only something that happened 30 years ago, whatever. Just move on from it and keep going, step a little bit forward every day, and it'll just dissipate and just get rid of it. It's something you're carrying around with you, but it can make you upset when you have a drink, maybe sometimes when you're on drugs sometimes. But taking drugs to mask it and alcohol doesn't work, because you've still got them memories in your head, and it makes it 10 times worse the next day because you've got a hangover and the memories come back, and then you're more and more doomed. You're more and more in the doom because you're down, you're depressed, because you've been thinking about what's making you depressed. And then if you keep doing that every day, it becomes a habit, and then your body sets itself up to do it every day. You start having the same. It's like training the weights. You train the weights. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Got to Monday, Tuesday, and then you start getting in that routine. So your body starts liking it. Your physique starts liking it. Your mind starts liking it. But it's the same as with something that's making you depressed. The pain you're getting is still something. So even though you think, well, I'd rather have the pain than I feel nothing. So you make yourself poorly because you're used to getting the pain every day. But that makes your endorphins change. It makes your serotonin change. But your body thinks, well, I'll have that. I'll have the pain. Oh, yeah, he's done this to me and he's done that to me. You'd rather have the pain than have nothing. You're sitting there with nothing. So what you're going to do, you've got to get out of that routine and think, right, I'm going to change today. I don't want that type of pain. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do things right. I'm going to get my house right. I'm going to do my garden. I'm going to get my car fixed. I'm going to do this and do that. Say you've got 20 jobs, just do one a day or one every other day. In 40 days' time, you've done all the jobs. 26 weeks. So if you just tick them off one at a time, or even you could do 2 jobs a day, but just don't go overboard. Just think, I don't have to go to work. I'm glad I'm going to work. I've got a job tomorrow. I'm working. I've got good money. I'm working. I might not be a millionaire, but I'm providing for my family, providing for myself. I've got a little car on the road. No matter if you lived in a tent, as long as you're happy and content. Look at these multi-millionaires like Michael Jackson, take their own lives, like Careless Whisper, George Michael, take their own lives. And Robbie Williams, £50 million in the bank, took his own life, hanged himself because they weren't happy. You've got to find what makes you happy. Money's not all that. Money's sometimes the root of all evil. You've got loads of money, so you think, I'll drink more, I'll have more drugs, I'll do that, I'll get this, I'll get that. And you get to a spiral where you're doing that, but that money doesn't last then. You need to be getting up out of bed, going to do a job, going to work, going for a walk, taking a dog for a walk, and looking after something like your child, looking after your family, taking the kids out for the weekend, and not thinking about, I'm going to get wasted, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but get out of bed and happy in the morning. So thinking, I'm going to be depressed today, because then you're going to make yourself depressed. You are what you think. You are what you eat. It's the exact same thing. If you were eating shit food. Thank you, Simon. God bless you, son. Eamon, Bobby, Master, Eli, big up. We all start falling to bits at 50. Yeah, and you start making these, they go, what the fuck's that about? And then you sit down, you go, getting up like that. I mean, what the fuck's all that about? And then you'll go, stretch or something. It'll be like a fucking nightmare to pick something off the table or pick a piece of paper off the floor. Like you fucking just squatted 800 pounds or something. Or you'll give your leg on the settee like that. You'll go, to get up off the settee, that all them daft fucking noises like you're a fucking sumo wrestler or something. What's all them noises about?
That makes it. Simon's birthday more often.
I know.
He's giving us a tenner for his birthday.
So every day you get up happy, get up thinking I'm going to have a great day. Because if you get up thinking miserable, obviously you're going to be miserable. You are what you think, aren't you? It's obvious. It's not rocket science. But the great thing is you've got each other on here as well to help each other. You can always ask questions to each other, and you can what each one of you can help each other with the day. If they're feeling down, just text each other, and when you're on the right, you leave any questions for me. I'm always there to answer you. But nothing is ever as bad as you think. Nothing. It isn't. You always sleep on it before you make a decision as well. Go to bed. Old people always say in the war, sleep on it before you make a decision. Sleep on it before you make a decision. That's one of the main things used to say. And they do it, get up next day and think, oh, well, wait a minute. She's doing this for me. She's doing that. She's not as bad as I think she is. And like if you're living with someone, you think they're going to be going to leave someone. Get a piece of paper, right? Write all the good things she does for you, or your husband, all the good things he does for you. And then put all the bad things. And if there's more bad, obviously then you're not compatible. So if there's more good, obviously there is, or it's maybe 50-50. Think, oh, I could work on that one. That's my fault a little bit. That one's my fault. And try and work on it and just sit and talk to your husband and your wife. Talk to each other and sit there and look, I'm not happy when you do that, going out drinking all week and coming home. It upsets me. And tell them what you feel. Get it off your chest. You're sitting there going, fucking bastard, he's doing this. He's doing that. I'm sure he isn't probably doing what you're thinking. So confront them and ask them, tell them, just say, well, yeah, you doing this, how you doing that? And get it off your chest, because the more you leave it inside like a volcano or a tin of coal, shake it, boom, it just explodes. So your head's full of, like an explosion when it ready to explode. In the end, don't leave it that long, because that's when you'll have a massive fight, massive fallout, and you probably will go on the drink for weeks and you won't see them. Sometimes you can make things up in your own head and you manifest it for longer and longer and longer. Get out, say, listen, I want a word with you. Just me and you, the kid's going to my mum's. Have a night in. Right, guys, I'm going to show because my side is killing me tonight. Yeah, you don't need money to be happy. I mean, the birds and the bees are free. Walking in the front of the sunshine, the rain coming down with an umbrella, sitting in the park, beautiful. Watching the ducks in the park, looking out the window at animals and that, when it's raining, it's beautiful. Beautiful sunshine, sunbathing, taking the dog for a walk. They're all free. Going to the beach in the sand, paddling in the beach with the kids, taking them a couple of buckets, a couple of sandwiches, a couple of packs of crisps. Might cost you $5 or something. $10 by the time you pay your fuel. $10 for the day out with the kids to the beach. Brilliant. Taking the little spades and making sand castles and things like that. Instead of just staying in the same house doing the same things every single day, then you get in that routine where you just like Groundhog Day. So then you start getting depressed. It's like the men, you men are coming home, going out your ways, playing pool and snooker and darts. I'm going out with the darts night. I'm going out with the bowling night. What about your wife? What about her night out? What about her? There you are. There's you and your sister. You go bowling. There's you and your sister. You go and have a nice night out. You go out. Let the wife go out with her sister. Or go and see your mum tonight, love, and I'll look after the kids. Make all the house nice. Come back. Nice hot bath for your wife. Nice candles and up and everything for her. So when she comes in, it's all ready. Jumped in the bath and you bond together and gel together better. Instead of being selfish, just going out every weekend. I get paid to the right. There's the mortgage. There's the other billion. I'm off out with the lads. And then she's in all weekend. She's been looking after the kids all week as well. She'll be more exhausted just as much as you are. Looking after children, cooking and cleaning and washing. Fucking, it's hard work, believe me. Sometimes you can be selfish. That's the word. Don't be so selfish to your partners. Look at the mirror and think, well, wait a minute, I've been out 4 weeks in a row. She's not been out the house for 3 months. So have a little good think about it. Anyway, right, guys, I'm going to shout and I'll be back on again tomorrow. Thanks for everyone. Don't forget to push the like buttons. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. But it just makes the little rat with jealousy. So he's trying to stop. He's trying to get our channels completely stopped. That's what he's saying. I'm going to get your channel took down. He's been texting this morning. I went, good. Even if he does, we'll have no subscribers, but we've still got all you, so we're not bothered. So you can do what you want. We're not interested in what you've got to say, what you've got to do. What you need to do is stop being so obsessed with me, because that's what he's put in. That was the one he put on his polls. I was born in Cockerill, where Brian Cockerill was born in the same hospital. Fucking insane. Trying to pretend he's me now. So he's obsessed. He's that obsessed with me now, trying to be me. It was Paul Sykes. And then he was another one. Then he was another character. And then now he's wanting to be me. Fucking weird, man. Right, guys. Love you all. See you soon. Well, that was good tonight. That was quick.